Hi guys, so I wanted to see if it was possible to build a Gorkamorka mob using the Build+Paint series from Revell, which are the old Gorkamorka models, and and see how viable it was. So these are the two that I picked up, and we're going to talk about whether it was a good idea and what comes in them, and other stuff like that really. Okay, so first I'm going to cover the war bike kit. So that's this one here. It's the Orc Blaster Bike, and as you can see, you get a war bike and a knob. So here it is, and this is push fit. So I've just basically dry fitted it all without any glue because I didn't want to commit to anything at the moment because I might well convert all this. So you get the old fella with his derpy hat, like you can see there. My hands have gone really pink. Wow. But you can see him there. And you also get this knob. Now I'm told that this knob here is from a White Dwarf giveaway. It was on a very small sprue. This arm is stuck. His head is push fit. Just get the thing back on. And his arm is push fit, you can see there. That makes magnetizing with 1mm magnets a lot easier. And then his base is also push fit as well. And they're done in this lovely brown sprue. At least I think it's brown rather than dark green. You'll be able to tell on the camera, I'm sure. And the reason I went for this is because basically from the Trukkboyz kit I was missing a knob to lead them. And I saw that the Blastabike had a knob, and I thought, wow, so you could have a bike in your mob. You'll have to treat these as twin linked or do some work to remove one of them if you're going to play them in Gorkamorka. Otherwise, I think they're fine for normal games of 40k. So I've got my knob and I've got one biker. So I'm just going to put those to the back. That's all the bits there. Then I also got this fella. So this is the Space Orc Trukkboyz, and in that you get the old Orc war truck, and you get 4 boys. Now this is important because this gets you everything else you need. So what do you get? You get an Orc truck. These I haven't actually cut off the sprue, so you're going to get to see these on the sprue. Look at how spaced out the sprues used to be when they used to make these things compared to now. You've got some better details on the back. You've got the bit at the front. I think it's the bit at the front. You've got 2 like plows. This bit goes behind the drivers. You've got the drivers themselves. So this is one part of the Orc truck sprue. Anyone who played Gorkamorka back in the day or has any of these trucks will be very familiar with that. Same as this one here. You get the shooter and some extra details and some paneling. And then of course the main bit of the truck, the flatbed and the chassis itself. So there you go. Excuse me. There's that. Now, the bit that we're all interested in. What boys did we get? Well, this, to me, looks like a modern boys kit. I've only had one of these kits, but to me, except for the fact that you get these hands here with no guns on them, with no shooters even, and then a sprue here with the shooters on, which is pretty cool, right? They look like the basic boys kit, so you get 4 of these. And that is enough to give you a Gorkamorka mob, to be honest. That's all you need. It's unlikely that you're going to have more than, say, 5 orcs in your base warband. Although you're going to struggle to fit them on this flatbed. As you can see there, one knob has taken up that much of it. So you might want to do, if you're going to go this way, you're going to probably want to do some conversion work to the truck itself. But yeah, I was really happy to see how this came out, although the truck does have 2 knobs sitting in the front, so you do only need to get 3 in this back bit here, which, to be honest, you're probably going to do. Yeah, you're going to do that, so this is enough to start a mob. I can pretty much unequivocally say that. Now, should you do it? It's cheaper than the Trukkboyz, the modern kit, which, let's be honest, has a much nicer truck than the one you're going to get here. A lot more options, and also has more boys. And that's, I think, £4 more expensive if you're getting it from somewhere with the 10% discount. But you're not going to get a knob in that price. Or actually, no, you do. You get a knob in that pack as well, don't you? So basically, unless you've got an affinity or any kind of affection for these old miniatures, which are fairly cool, this might not be the best route to go. But it's something I wanted to look into to see basically what the quality was like, which is basically DW quality, isn't it? It's fantastic. You have to look at this guy here to see the detail. It's a bit of a shame that he's not as modular as he could have been, with basically this part of him being one solid model. I mean, it is nice, but I think I prefer my Orcs to have a little bit more bits to add on them, to be honest. But yeah, I thought it would be an idea to get through this for the community. I don't think I've seen any other Revell Build and Paint reviews out there, so it's nice to get the Orc ones, or a couple of the Orc ones out there onto YouTube into videos, so that's good. But it's up to you, I suppose. If you're going for the old models for your Gorka Morka mob, then this is definitely a way you can go, rather than paying the high prices that some people ask on eBay for the good old classic models. Granted, you're not getting the old boys, or an old knob for that matter, although I don't think they had knobs back in those days. But you are going to get some modern, modular, really nice boy kits with head options and lots of arm options, the close combat stuff, and then also the more shooter-based boys. And a really strange mixture of old and new, which might look quite jarring to some people. Oh, and you also get wheels, so you get these old style wheels. A little bit pristine for my liking. You look at these here; they're just a little too clean for what I think of with Orcs. But they'll do. Oh, another thing to mention is you get a paintbrush and some paint as well. So the paintbrush is called a starter brush. I'm just going to run and get that, one moment. I've been using these past few days, so you get a starter brush like that. Citadel. It's an average tip. Already you can see I've got paint in the in there, so I've half ruined it already, and you'll see why I get through paintbrushes quite quickly. So in each of these kits you get a brush in each one, and then you get a pack of paints and some polycements as well, with the lid unscrewed, because that's basically going to puncture a hole in that and open it as it goes. So that's what you get as well. You get the miniatures and those. Now, if you take that into consideration, if you're like me and you get through brushes like mad, and you like having the odd little bit of paint just to mix up the colours that you've already got in your set, that's the one for the War Truck, War Bike, and then this is the one for the Trukkboyz. You get more with the Trukkboyz. Then it's probably worth it, to be honest. It's probably worth picking these up over just the Trukkboyz kit, especially if you're not into war games and you're looking to start Gorka Morka from scratch. Then this is certainly one of the ways you can do it. You get the miniatures, you've got your paintbrush, you've got your paints. You're probably going to want to add a couple more paints to it, and maybe some more of the modern vehicles for Orcs. Or build your own, to be honest. Convert the stuff that comes in these kits. But yeah, so it all depends on where you are in your hobby, really. Whoops. And I think it's well worth a look, to be honest. All right. So that was the Orc Blaster Bike, and if I make some noise, the Space Orc Trukkboyz, which, as you can see, gets you 4 boys and a truck, and a bike and a knob, which is more than enough to start your first Gorka Morka mob, which, if you're watching my channel, is probably what you're here for, if you're not here for Frostgrave anyway. I am actually, at this point, going to announce that if you've entered the Gorka Morka side, I will be including one of these kits or portions thereof to that prize fund. I'll confirm exactly which. Ow! Just snapped that. It was only this. Which ones I'm not sure. I will be announcing that closer to the date when I do the prize draw. So if you haven't made your mind on the Gorkamorka stuff because the prize fund was too small, this has now been added. One of these. So yeah, get on it. Right then, I think I've covered everything I want in this, to be honest, really badly organised video. Yeah, let's just go with the flow, eh? Just want to get it out. Right then, hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions about the kit, hit me up in the comments. Yeah, I just really felt the need to get hold of these kits and see what they were like from a Gorkamorka perspective. Because let's be honest, the vehicles were used in the original kits anyway. So I think it's if you're starting out, it's a potential way to get into Gorkamorka fairly easily. Right then, thank you very much for watching, guys, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Stay well, guys.